How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Tune. Joining me is Sydney's own Padre today.
Yeah,
Padre, I said that right. We were discussing that quickly before the episode started. I guess, you didn't say, you said you had no Hispanic.
No, definitely not.
So how did that name come around?
So I was like the eldest, or one of the eldest in my friend group at school.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're trying to think of a name, that's kind of the idea of where we came at.
Right.
But then, like, one of my sister, being she's part of the Sydney like queer community, you could say. Yeah. She was like, Gus, you have to hit the queer market as well. And I was just like, all right, sure. And so she was like, Daddy will get booked everywhere as like in that scene. And so my sister was the one that actually gave me the idea to fully go as Padre.
Padre. Okay.
Yeah, because she was like, you get booked for like so many parties.
Wait, so what sort of linkage does it have to the queer community?
I think it was more gay dudes will see me as a gay or like as a gay guy.
And then that's how you got the name.
I think it was all my sister's idea. I could put it all on my sister.
Okay, and you sort of stuck with it since.
Yeah, well, she's my older sister. If I didn't agree with her, I'd get ripped into. Yeah.
And then you said it was Pablo Padre before.
Yeah, Pablo Padre before that. Yeah, that was just I don't know. That was the original idea.
Was that her as well?
No, it was Pablo, and then I went to Pablo Padre, and then I went to Pablo. Then I went just to Padre.
So you went to your name. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I guess sort of when did it all start then? Talking about like your name, and then how did it all start? When did you get introduced to like music and stuff?
First year uni probably.
Oh really?
Yeah, one of my friends, Gabriel, one of the best DJs I know. He's insane. I'd mixed for a bit beforehand, not really, and then he bought decks to like uni, and like we just praise every single weekend down in Wollongong. Yeah, like 4 nights a week.
Were you living down there?
Yeah, I was living on campus. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There. So you had
actually at Campus East.
And that was your first introduction, like house music.
It was just like the classic everything, like whatever the hell would get people dancing.
Yeah.
Any genre. Yeah, I only started to narrow into house music, I'd say, or like into the music I like to play now. I'd even say in that the last like 2 years, I've only really kind of narrowed down what I actually really want to play and make.
So what was it for?
It was kind of just like a mix, really. I don't know. I was that person that would like, I wasn't really sure what avenue I like was in, but I can safely say now that I like, there's like a certain lane that I like to be in right now. Which
so you found it?
Yeah. It was
what were you experimenting with?
Of course, like the quicker stuff because everyone plays it. Let's be honest. And then, but like at the start, it was a lot of disco, a lot of funk, and then also I had like a D&B stage there for a bit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Quite fun, but like it's just too chaotic for me.
Too much?
Yeah, I can appreciate the music, but I personally don't enjoy mixing it.
Why did you sort of like niche down to like house music and like the slower stuff?
I just think it's just a bit more like, I don't know, it might sound a bit cliche, but more of like a mature sound almost.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like you could listen to like house music all day long. Like,
that's true. Yeah, that
is true.
You have
a cocktail in hand, chilling, or you could be having a boogie later on at night. It still works. I don't know. I just don't think. Or I personally couldn't listen to driving techno for like 12 hours.
Yeah. I mean, maybe for a couple of hours, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think house music is great because you can listen to it whenever. It's multifaceted in terms of its sound.
100%.
And with terms like DJing, is that what? So your mate brought decks down?
Yeah, he just brought it into campus, and then we just like got into mixing like every single day.
Like after classes and before classes?
Yeah, stuff like that. We'd find, because it's on campus, people are always willing to drink. And if you give anyone a chance to drink, they'll come and join.
Yeah, uni bar down in Wollongong as well.
Yeah, I've played there a couple of times. Good fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. And then from there, I slowly moved into like buying my own gear. I'm getting into vinyl at the moment, like slowly learning, which is good fun.
Yeah, how is that vinyl transition? Because I've seen DJs play on vinyl, but is it
so hard?
A lot more difficult? Like, what's the difference between?
Yeah, I have some friends that are really talented at it. Like, there's a duo. I don't know if you're Kennedy Street. Have you heard of them? No. They're from Thurul. I'm actually playing with them tomorrow.
Right.
At Sash.
Okay.
They're so talented.
They play vinyl.
Yeah, I think they only started practicing like a year ago, and they're already doing live sets.
Oh shit!
Which is pretty insane. I'd only be I'd maybe mix in front of friends. Definitely wouldn't do it in a crowd situation.
What's the big difference between like vinyl and a CDJ?
Like when you mix a CDJ, you're mixed in. Nothing can go wrong. It can just sit there. It's just moving. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Vinyl, like you got to account for so many things. Like, you got to make sure you've weighted the needle properly. You've got to make sure that I don't know you've got to visually see where the track ends.
Oh, yeah, because you don't have the screens or
yeah,
anything. Yeah,
and in a dark place, that's fucking hard. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I'm like I said, very much in the beginning stages of it. Like Sayyid Dami, he's really good at it.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got into it in the last like year and a half, 2 years as well. Well, I think 3 now actually. But yeah, people like him are like who I'm trying to get up to like playing that kind of sound.
Is it a lot more rewarding though mixing on vinyl?
I just feel like I get a bit bored almost. Like if I'm not, like mad ADHD, but try like if I'm there just mixing, I've got to be doing something, otherwise I get bored.
Yeah, and that
so,
like, vinyl gives you that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know, just like constantly adjusting, constantly like looking at the pitch and all this. Like, yeah, it's mad. Okay, yeah, and like diving into the record bag, trying to find stuff.
Oh yeah,
cool.
That'd be pretty fun. Yeah,
that's cool.
Like trying to. But do you know what you're looking for? Or is it sort of like you sort of scratch something?
I mean, like I said, I've obviously just at home at the moment. But when I've played with a couple mates, and we've kind of just like you kind of like adjust to like what everyone else is playing. So it's quite fun. Yeah, but yeah, I suppose when I move forward, that would be cool.
Yeah. So you have like your own vinyl setup at home.
Oh, very basic.
Very basic.
Very basic. Yeah.
Just like what, 2?
I go to a lot of my friends' houses who have it.
Oh man.
They have like proper zone mixes and some Technics and like actual good gear. I've just got like an Audio Technica turntable that I mix in with my XTJ.
Right. Okay.
So at the moment I'm just at that stage.
That's all foreign language to me though, but
no,
I'm sure it sounds complicated, so I'm sure it is. So when did you sort of start producing your own music then? Because you started obviously DJing at uni.
Yeah. So started producing, I think, like first year COVID, maybe.
Right.
Like a little bit, and then classic COVID habit, just got bored of it, and then didn't touch it.
Right.
Picked up another hobby, and then
what was that?
I think that was just going to play basketball with my mates. It's COVID, couldn't do anything else.
Active. That's good.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything else.
What else can you do?
And then got back into it, and now like ever since like probably like second year of COVID, kind of just been at it.
Right. Okay. And were you because obviously you're DJing, you sort of went from something fast to something slow.
Yeah.
Did you say anything with the producing?
Yeah. So with the producing, it's kind of fun because like you can obviously control every aspect of what you're making, and so like even today, for example, I got bored while I was at work, so I made like a really quick techno track. Not that I'd ever release it.
Yeah. But
it's more just like it's fun to experiment with like how other stuff works.
Yeah.
With making different kind of sounds and tracks. One person who I think experiments with tracks and like is just an absolute genius, Caleb Jackson. Yeah. Mate, he's talented man.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Yeah, because he ran like a production session or like a production workshop at Los Andes. Like
I was
week.
meant to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I had uni the next day in Wollongong, so I chose to drive down to Wollongong instead.
Do you live in Sydney?
I live in Sydney. Yeah,
right, and you drive down to Wollongong.
Yeah, on Monday or Sunday nights. Mondays depends.
Do you stay down there for the week?
Just for the night.
Oh, so
okay. I got work Tuesday, so yeah, back up here. Yeah.
Yeah. So then so you just like sort of like messed around. So you like messing around with different tracks, but obviously the
soul
style
kind of
is like the slower stuff.
Yeah, that kind of like a mix of like a Notor, M high. I don't know. It's like energetic minimal. That's a good way to describe it.
No, that's good. Yeah. It's sort of I've sort of listened to your stuff and it's very much gives off that sort of vibe.
Yeah, I've kind of also like the stuff I've put out. I've kind of just put out because I'm just like, see what happens. so many people are very strict on like what they put out, which I completely understand. Like, that's the way you probably should do things. But I'm kind of in the headspace. I'm just like, if I think someone's cool, I don't really care what the genre is. I'll just put it out. Really
in terms of like what about like labels and stuff?
Oh no, I'll put it onto like SoundCloud.
Oh,
I
so
won't put it on,
independently, yeah.
yeah. I'll just put it on SoundCloud.
Right, and then labels are a bit more
labels
strict.
the labels I'm working with at the moment are much more all in the same avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
same like genre and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like the houseier, minimal house kind of genre.
Right. Do you remember your first proper gig?
Do I remember my first gig? Yeah, I actually ran it.
Oh really?
Yeah, classic.
Right.
Put myself on.
I've heard that's a bit of a thing.
Oh, it so is, mate. It so is. Yeah. It was a little bar gig down in Wollongong. I only actually played for like 20 minutes.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was just while we were setting up. The DJ that was meant to open didn't get there in time, so I just played for 20 minutes. Yeah, that was.
So you ran the event?
Yeah, I ran the event through my company Penzance House.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then we had it's at like a little vodka bar in Wollongong. It's I think it's called Red Square or something like that.
Is it in the uni or is it?
No, it's like in town.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know the Wollongong CBD that well.
Yeah, it's just like a little 100-cat little venue.
Right.
There was like 4 people there, but I was still shitting myself.
Well, I mean now, yeah. If you look at your most recent gigs,
yeah, good fun.
at the Ivy and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
bigger crowd.
Mm.
I was gonna ask, yeah, with your company or your brand, what is it?
The Penzance House.
Penzance House.
Penzance.
Penzance House.
Yeah, it's where I'm from in the UK.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But
no one
did
can
you
pronounce it.
start that before you started DJing, or was it sort of like that was your DJing was a motivation to start that?
I was around the same time I started DJing.
Right.
But like there was like for the first couple things I didn't put myself on because I was like like way too nervous. I was like no chance.
What sort of motivated you to start the brand before you started actually playing gigs?
I just had like well, straight after school, like I did a year in the UK. I lived in Manchester for a year.
Yeah.
And just like worked at a school, and the party scene over there is so much better. Like so much better. And so I just like wanted to try and bring that kind of party scene to Wollongong where I was, and like just have more of a space where you can go and dance. No one cares who you are, where you're from, and like Lost Sundays do it beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Like something like in Wollongong's pretty like it's very Aussie.
It's a bit out of the way as well. I feel like Sydney CBD is a bit more convenient for most people.
Exactly. Yeah. So like the events we're doing down there were just like obviously just targeted at the uni, but it was just nice to be able to go somewhere where me and my friends could have a drink, have a dance, and not have to worry about anything going wrong or like any creeps. Quite frankly, Wollongong like Wollongong's a bit weird like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be depending where you are.
Yeah.
How's that going though? Like the brand and stuff.
I've actually slowed it right down.
Right.
Slowed it down to it's more like an agency now almost.
Okay.
I look after 4 acts.
Right.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy that. I got like a new thing starting in January, which would be like a monthly event. I can't say where, but monthly event series.
Keep your eyes
from
peeled.
next January. That'll be good.
And that's what
fun.
like just like a house event.
It'll be like house prog.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Love me some progressive house.
Yeah.
Sasha and Will got me into that. They can blame them. Yeah.
I guess I want to ask as well was like how do you, because obviously we were just chatting before this episode, you do a lot of stuff. How do you sort of balance all that? Because you slowed down your brand and you sort of been like it's become like an agency.
Yeah.
How do you still manage full-time work, study, music, and then obviously the agency sort of gig?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of my friends will say I do too much, but I enjoy it. It just if I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm like what have I done with my day? I don't know. Just how I've always been. You just stay busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got like the uni DJing, work full time, and then like got a couple little like side projects going on.
Oh shit.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So how do you? I guess again, like how do you sort of balance all that? Or do you just does it just come naturally to you?
I don't know. Really? I wouldn't say I balance it. I kind of just get to stuff when I can get to it.
Right.
I just like, I don't know, just like set days of the week that I'm going to do music. Like me and my housemate Ben makes music as well.
Okay.
And so we have a rule, like every day we have to produce for at least 2 hours.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, we tell each other that after work, have to produce for 2 hours.
That's pretty good.
Doesn't matter what we do, just something.
No, that's good though.
Just, yeah.
Because you got like that little like echo chamber of like.
Yeah, mate. If I didn't have someone in my house that produced as well, I wouldn't be producing nearly as much.
Yeah.
And he's so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that's like a bit of like a motivator for you, having someone also
Oh,
in the
100%.
house?
I want to get better than him.
Make it a bit of a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. I think that's a good way to look at it, because like, yeah, if you don't have anyone next to you sort of pushing you as well.
It's one of those. It's like any kind of like sport, I suppose. All the individual sports, no one pushing you, you're not going to do that well.
Yeah.
If someone's pushing you, do well.
You gotta surround
Same
yourself
with
with
music.
people.
Yeah. So that's why like you go with the DJing. If you keep going out, meeting people, like meeting promoters, all this, it gets you more and more motivated. Even if you're not playing, you're just chatting to people and saying it gets you excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it could form a relationship down the line.
Yeah, like mate, that is literally how I got like my first gigs that weren't me. That wasn't me booking myself. Was literally just by going to other people's events and just like saying hello, introduce myself. There was days in lockdown where, I kid you not, I would have messaged like 60 to 100 promoters a day.
Fuck, like in Australia?
Yeah, I was just like Australia, UK,
Is there
everywhere. Mate, I didn't know, it was like DJs, promoters,
Right.
everything in the scene. I was just like, I want to learn. I wasn't even saying, can you book me? I was just like, I want to come down to your next party, like say hello, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I had like an Excel spreadsheet. I could probably find it still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to make sure I didn't double up.
Yeah, imagine just spamming someone.
Yeah.
How did that sort of play out for you? Like messaging, did it like? Do you
Oh, it
think
worked so well.
Yeah?
Yeah, mate. From that, I've got relations that I've had since those conversations started. And I still joke with Kemba, one of the guys that is like one of the main Sash guys, that I think I spam the Sash page like 50 times probably. Like a stupid amount of, it's embarrassing amount of times.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, spam them to get gigs, or to at least listen to my mix or something. Yeah, because I was fresh. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do I do for people to notice me, to like give me a chance? So
do you think that's something that like people should do more? Sort of like, I wouldn't say spam.
I wouldn't suggest the spamming option.
Or more like reach out.
Mate, reach out. I'd say the most importantly, just go support.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of friends that run parties, and all of us are in agreement. If you have, like, say if you're DJing and you want to play in my next event, you have, like, 100% more chance. If you come to my event, come have a beer with me, like, chill. I'll make time of day for you. Like, if you've made time of day to come to my event, I'll make time of day to sit down, take 5 minutes, chat to you. 100% I'll book you for another gig, like, for the next gig. Yeah, no doubt in my mind. Or I'd get you on, if that one was already booked out, the next one, I'd try and get you on at some point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like that's sort of like a key, just sort of get involved.
Yeah,
Get
I think
more
there's a lot of people in the scene at the moment, like the younger guys, like, I mean, like the 18, 19-year-olds, that don't realise that it's not just like everything's given to you. Like, as much as it looks like that on social media, you can't just like expect Lost Sundays to suddenly book you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you gotta work for Lost Sundays.
They're just like, like I play 150, like I play all this techno. I make your sound, book me. It's like, no, you haven't gone to their party. You haven't like shown them love. You haven't like made an effort to, you know, like you gotta give before you can get anything in return.
It's all relationship based.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in the industry knows each other. I've only realised that over the last like 2 years. When I was in England last year, I went over to Belfast for AVA Festival and watched like Skin on Skins, Boiler Room.
You were there?
Yeah, I'm right behind him in the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Mark Blair's Boiler Room as well. I'm behind both of them with like 3 of my best mates. It's really bad.
Can you actually see?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch. I'm gonna watch that Boiler Room after this.
You'll be able to tell who the 4 Aussies are with the scarves on their heads.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually pay like in Boiler Rooms. Usually pay attention to the people behind the DJ. Okay. Now that I know.
Yeah.
now
Anyway,
that I think I'll be able to sort of recognize it, but it'd be funny to watch that back.
Yeah, but when I was there, I met Shelley, who she's one of the main people that works for Mushroom Group. Mushroom Group's organising Boiler Room, just for reference.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I met Shelley, and then she's Skin on Skins, I think manager or agent or something. And then just from there, just like moving forward, I met another girl called Seisha, who was involved with running AVA. And then down the line, she's now dating Salute. And Salute is friends with Shelley. And then it's like, and I was like, whoa. And I just saw like an Instagram story like a week ago. There was like 20 people all in the same area, like all were like at the same event. They were all from different parts of the industry that I've met from different countries and stuff, and they all know each other.
You know them, and they know each other.
And they all know each other. And I was just like, whoa, like it really is a small industry.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
But yeah, I think I've noticed that as well from this podcast is that everyone sort of just knows each other. Like you would never meet, like if you meet someone, they're more than likely to know someone else they're probably going to meet down the line.
Oh, 100%.
And it's pretty crazy because you said it's a small industry, but I think it's like a massive industry, but it's like a small world, sort of like that sort of vibe.
Mate, such a small world. I had there's a weird one. Actually, there's this guy. So on like SoundCloud, you can see who views all your like. I don't know if you know this, but on SoundCloud, if you listen to any of my music or anyone's music, you can see who's looked. You can see who's looked at it. Like you as a user, you can see the user that's listened to it. Right. It comes up with their name and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there's this guy. I'm not gonna say his last name, Hayden. Love him to bits. He's from the UK. I noticed on my SoundCloud, this guy had listened to about quadruple the amount of music on my SoundCloud anyone has. He's my top listener on all my platforms.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
when I tell you he's like the nearest person behind him is about like probably like divided by about 10. Like he
I didn't know you could do that on SoundCloud. Like look at who's listened to your music.
Yeah, you can see who's listened to all your music and stuff. Yeah,
that's
using the insights.
That's cool, but also very weird.
Yeah, it's good. It's good when you're sending music to people and you want to see if they listen. But yeah, so I send that to. I just kind of noticed that, and then from that, when I started doing TikToks, I think it was or something like that, he commented and it came up on his thing. And then we followed each other on Instagram. And then fast forward a year later, he stayed at my house for a week in Sydney. Because he told me he was coming to Sydney. I was like, yeah, you can crash at mine. Like, why would you pay for accommodation? And now we're like best mates.
Is he like a DJ or anything? Or just like a regular?
No. He's just like a posh boy from South England. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
He became mates with a guy that listens to music.
Yeah. He's just so cool. Like, he's in Canada right now. In Banff, I think. Just hiking. Like, yeah, he's got a whole nother world going on. But cool guy. Really cool guy. He just came here and it just like wowed me that like this guy's been listening to my music for like 4 years, or like 3 years, 4 years, like mixes and stuff. And now he's in my room. Yeah,
small world. I guess touching on that whole England thing. Obviously, you did a massive trip to England last year. It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, last year.
How did that sort of come about?
It was university exchange. Oh. I was there for exchange.
Okay, and then you sort of just like DJ.
Didn't do much studying. I went to 2 classes.
I mean, who studies on exchange?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you did that. That was a year exchange, I'm assuming then?
So I did 1 semester, so it worked out to be about 9 months in the end because I deferred the Aussie semester that I was meant to come back to, the one we're in right now.
Right.
Hence why I'm still at uni. But yeah, so it was like 9 months. It was good.
Okay. So yeah, how was that whole trip?
Yeah, mate, so good. I very, very fortunate. I knew a promoter there already. So I don't know if you've seen Invades. Seen that party that I've played a couple times.
Yeah. From my understanding, they do like the races.
They're at race courses, cricket grounds, anything like any kind of sporting event. They have events at. But in Australia, they've done a couple, and then I played for them here. And then I met Dom, and then Dom booked me when I went over to, booked me for an event like my first weekend that I landed in the country. And I was playing in Scotland to 5,000 people. It was crazy.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'd been there for a week. And can I add, when I got to Scotland, I did not know how cold Scotland would be 4th of January. I had a hoodie. That was it. I didn't have a puffer or anything or any of these nice warm coats they all had. Nah, yeah, so I had my suit on because I thought it's a really posh race course, and I had a hoodie over the top of my suit to keep myself warm.
So you were like so like outcast in terms of like your outfit.
Oh mate, like I don't know if you ever heard of Edinburgh, but it's really, really posh. The uni, I know Edinburgh. So posh.
Oh, the uni. Is that where the event was?
It was at the race course near the uni. Yeah,
right. Okay.
Musselburgh race course.
Yeah. Okay.
Super posh race course. Like I looked so underdoing. I was wearing like RMs, which I thought was quite smart, but not.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Like what lot more? I mean, yeah, the races in Australia are a little bit more
casual. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, casual. Yeah. Still got to dress up, but like not as formal as Edinburgh.
No, not at all. Yeah.
That would have been a culture shock.
Yeah, it was a bit weird because like I've got family from Scotland. I don't know. I'd never been to that richer kind of like that kind of side of it.
Yeah,
I'd never seen that. Yeah. So
then after that gig, well, obviously you said you were studying.
Yeah. I just
what was
went,
after that?
I just went back to that same approach I did in Australia.
Just
I went
messaging?
to I messaged so many people because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't really doing uni. I just like go to every single night out. I was fortunate as well that I had a good job before I left, so I saved up quite a bit of money. So I didn't have to work. So when I was there, I was able to go out like every single night and just meet promoters. And I did that for like 2 months straight, and then it paid off about like 2 or 3 months in. Yeah.
You obviously got paid for that Invades gig, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got paid from
Yeah,
Basic,
so and then you obviously like, I guess you were working doing like through a DJing, sort of getting paid through that.
Is this what in England?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the whole scene in England is the music scene is completely different in the sense that like you don't get paid if you're a warm up DJ.
Oh, really?
That's just not a thing, eh?
So you have to be like basically main act, or
You have to be like sub headlines. Maybe get like £200, £100,
right?
like, depending on the venue you're at. It's only like if you're the headline, then you're getting paid. That's why it's like that's why so many internationals come to Australia to tour, because they get paid so much here.
Okay.
Our standard here of pay, of like when you enter the industry, like getting like $100 an hour is like a industry start. It's
Yeah.
pretty standard. That's unheard of over there. I said that to people over there, being like, mate, I could do a bar gig and get paid way more than what I'm getting paid for this like proper gig, and they were like,
Holy
what?
shit. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, do you sort of know, or do you have like an idea why that is? Like why it's so different
Yeah, 100%. The market's too saturated.
in England?
Yeah, okay. You walk 5 meters, you'll bump into another DJ.
True. Yeah, it's sort of.
Mate,
getting
I
like
lived
that.
in Leeds as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Leeds, every house says there's probably a DJ in it.
Yeah.
Of some kind. Yeah.
They'd be burning money at that point. If they were
Yeah,
paying everyone.
if they were trying to give it, if they were just paying everyone, and also like, it's everything over there is like cheaper than Sydney in terms like you can go buy a pint for like £1.50 on like a Wednesday.
Okay.
or whatever it was. There was a pub in like Leeds you can go and get something for like around that.
Could be there.
That was alright. I mean,
£1.50. What could be?
yeah, I mean, what could go wrong?
Do you sort of think that, I guess in your opinion, do you think that Australia might get to that point where it's sort of like only sub headliners and headliners get paid? Because it is getting saturated. Like it is sort of becoming a bit more.
I kind of think it's a good thing they don't get paid. The early ones.
Right.
Like if you're just beginning, and you're paying at your first like 10 gigs or something. If you're not getting paid, you're working harder to get into that support slot to get paid. I almost feel like here, like, because we're just given like 18 was getting $100 an hour straight off the bat for not really, like, no offense, not really doing a lot. You're just doing what anyone else could really do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, if you weren't paid for those first 10 gigs, you're probably going to subconsciously work way harder.
Yeah.
And put your head down. That's why, like, so many of my mates in the UK that play over there, they got into producing straight away because they wanted to get noticed and get those headlines. And they're some of the best producers. Some of the best producers that come out of the UK, like in the entire world.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's true.
Insane. Like Fred again.
I mean, yeah, Kenema.
Yeah, mate, you can go down so many routes. Yeah, there's
so many of them. I guess, yeah, it sort of keeps you motivated in that sense. And like, obviously, you said they produce first to get get music out there to sort of start.
That's just from my experience. A lot of my friends went the producing route first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they started producing.
Yeah, and then it's like similar. Like, I don't know if people know this, but Ceci, I'm pretty sure, who's big Sydney name, he started with producing,
right?
And then he learnt to DJ.
Yeah. Okay.
And because he did that, now he's just played all over Europe this summer, and he's coming back. I think he's back in Sydney soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually what I was going to ask. I sort of started. I got a bit of a blank, but I was going to ask. I was just going to say, that's why you see like a lot of DJs, especially in Australia, they sort of just DJ. There's no music to back them up.
There's a lot.
So it's just mainly just DJs, and there's no motivating factor to start producing music. It's just like, if I produce, I produce. I'm still getting gigs every now and again. So it's
there's a bit of a. I think we're slowly going into more of a phase where you're only going to get booked for these bigger things if you do produce.
Mm-hmm.
Because now our market is getting more and more saturated with DJs or live acts or whatever you do. But that if you don't produce and you don't do all these other things, you're not going to get booked for Lost Paradise, Beyond the Valley, like all these festivals that you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, great example is Six Sense.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere in Melbourne producing some absolute bangers. And
True.
yeah, like such good tunes. And look at them now. They're now signed to Proxy.
Yeah, and they're playing Beyond the Valley as well.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So It just shows that if you have music behind you, you can get there. Like there's no reason you can't do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point though. Yeah, like production, you got to have like a name. Because you build your name through the music that you make.
100%.
Like, yeah, there's no one that's like known for like. I mean, there is people known for their killer sets, but like they have music to back it.
Yeah.
There's like all the unreleased tunes as well.
Mate.
Playing through that.
Ollie Leishman. Do you know Ollie Leishman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those. Yeah, I feel like that's a massive thing now. It's like the ID. What's the ID? Everyone's always asking for ID, and it's just unreleased.
Yeah.
But I think that's what also sells it, is that fact that they're able to play their unreleased tracks, which are like crazy, and then sort of gives them more hype. It's like, I want to see him again because the only way I can sort of listen to that track is if I go to one of his live sets.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
People sort of use that.
So that's like how Skin, like kind of hit the ground running. Obviously, with his Boiler Room set, he played all those edits that he made, which went off.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah. That's
the thing. He doesn't like. As of late, his production has sort of slowed down a lot.
He's just released an EP. I'm pretty sure he's just released an EP, or he's releasing.
It's just a song. Or it might be an EP.
Or it might be.
Potentially.
It might be. I think it's the start of an EP.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It could.
Yeah,
but
he posted something on his story.
Yeah. His production sort of slowed down, but his sets are still full of unreleased tunes that we're probably never going to hear.
Nah, not at all.
Is that a thing? I guess someone as you, as like being a DJ, I'm sure the amount of music that's released is nowhere near the amount of music that's actually in the drafts.
Oh,
is that the case with you?
Yeah. I mean, I would say because I haven't in terms of producing, I haven't been producing that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been more than a couple of years, but at the same time, the guys are like Caleb Jackson's been producing for like 10, 15 years, I think, something like that, something around that probably.
Yeah.
Because he's so good, and he's only just put out he's like only this year he's really getting noticed for his music. So that just shows you how long it takes to make music that's good enough to put out.
Yeah, right.
You know, so like I've got a couple songs that I'd play here and there that are mine, and I've played a couple of them when I did my England tour back in January, which was good. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have a lot. But I have a lot of friends that do. Yeah, it's crazy. They have like I think on my USB I've probably got like 90 of like one of my friends, Griggy. I actually made a song with him recently.
Right.
He's from Nottingham. I've got 90 of his songs.
And they're not released.
Huh?
They're not released.
No. Oh, some of them are.
Some of them are, but most of them aren't.
Most of them aren't. No.
That's crazy.
No.
To think that there's so many songs on USB that are just...
There's a bunch. There's another guy, Joseph Jones. He gave me a link one time to like a SoundCloud folder of like 200 songs.
Fuck.
That is all like his unreleased. Yeah.
Do you know if there's a reason why there's just so many unreleased? Is it just like sort of
you have
quality over quantity?
No, I wouldn't say it's. I'd say it's more just like there's, especially with house, the music that I'm playing and the music that they're producing is all like house, kind of Michael Bibi-ish kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
They the sound is like pretty repetitive as such, and it's pretty hard to make a new tune that stands out. So unless it's one of those tracks that's gonna like really wow a crowd, there's no point putting it out. Like the amount of tracks we send to labels is stupid. Yeah, Joseph is an example. He sends that 200 track folder to like thousands of labels, like all over.
Yeah. And what? Oh,
and like maybe like 6 tracks will get signed.
But yeah,
But that's just because all the other ones are just like they just seems like it's just every other house track. Why would I sign this?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I guess it would has to be difficult because it is a very like a repetitive sound, as you said. So
yeah,
you've got to sort of produce something that is.
So it's like the whole like the electronic space. Like, it depends what you make. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I want to touch back on like your England trip because I feel like it was a turning point, like a big stepping stone in terms of like your DJing career and stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, yeah. After obviously you had the races and then like the Edinburgh gig. What was sort of like the next big thing after that? Like in terms of DJing there.
I played some. There's like 5 or so that come to mind just for like the whole time. It's kind of hard to like narrow it down, but like there was I can't really remember the dates, so forgive me on that. I played with Camel Fat at O2. That was crazy. I closed after them.
Oh shit! Yeah. I was gonna say you've supported some big acts.
Yeah, that was mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice dudes.
I'm sure.
Played with Ben Hemsley at Mint Warehouse. He's the nicest dude. Like so wholesome.
Yeah, right.
He's from Newcastle, just like big teddy bear. He's amazing. Then played Cirque du Soleil, which is like a big party that's over there.
Mm-hmm.
With Sherelle. Sherelle is like one of the best DJs I've ever had the privilege of meeting / playing with.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They are just like their sound and constantly evolving, like just groovy, funky, like breaks kind of techno, like sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
sick. They've like fully blown up in the last like year and a half. Like crazy.
Right.
They're already massive in the UK.
But like worldwide.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're doing a tour probably soon in Oz. They'd have to.
Yeah.
They'd have to.
I guess there's a big link between Australian artists. England artists within Australia. It's like a big support
Yeah.
for those artists that a lot of them come down to Australia.
Yeah,
Sort of
I
call it
think
their second home.
it does come down to that monetary piece again. If you want to get some money, you just go to an Australia tour and you're sweet.
Yeah, right.
Australia is nice to come to, don't get me wrong.
It's a good country, especially in summer.
Oh, mate, I
Yeah.
am so excited for summer.
What were some of your favourite venues to play at in the UK? Because they've got some killer venues over there.
I think actually the first one, it was actually a small festival I played. I played at El Dorado Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a small festival in, I think it's Herefordshire. I can't remember. Something like that. And it's like just essentially in this middle of like woods kind of thing. And I literally played in this tiny little stage. But it was like so small that we could control when the sound went off. Because all the sound engineers were always at these these massive production stages.
Yeah, okay.
We were at this small little tent that was only meant to hold 100 people. And we had the generator was like right behind the decks. And so we just kept playing music till like 6 a.m. All the other stages closed at 3. It was heaving. We had like 300 people shoved in this little tent. That was like...
So that was like a stage within the festival?
It was an actual stage in the
okay,
festival. Yeah, there was a bunch of little small pop-up ones that were actual stages. But they just weren't... They didn't have sound techs or anything there because they didn't need them. Like, you just jump on. Yeah. It's like... It's a legitimate festival, but like, it didn't like... The fact that I just walked up onto the decks and just jumped on, like...
You were scheduled to play there, weren't you?
I was scheduled to play there. Yeah, I didn't just walk on.
Yeah.
I was scheduled to play there, but it was kind of just funny. Like, I just like... Hey guys, I'm playing next. And all right, sure. And they just let me on. I was like, oh, well.
What's the normal process?
I don't know. Like, not normally. Like, I did have the wristband. Like, I had the wristband that said that I'm meant to be playing. But I don't know. Like, if you go, like to any, like for example, Above Club, you rock up. They'll take you through like a different entrance. Like, it's all been promoted like a lot as like these are the people who are playing. Over like that festival is like more like. They only really push the big names. They don't really push the smaller stages.
Right.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like it's a bit more formal.
Yeah.
A lot more formal.
Yeah.
What was after that though? Is there like Is there a particular venue?
Mint Warehouse
Where's that?
in Leeds.
In Leeds.
As wet as it sounds, I literally cried on the way home from that tour in January. Yeah, because I played a set there, and I don't know, it was just arguably my most fun set I've ever had.
Right.
I just had like a bunch of random Aussie exchange students I just met here, had a bunch of my old Leeds friends just here that I hadn't been in Leeds for like 3 months or 4 months at that point. I'd just come back. I got to see all them, and yeah, it was just sick. And like the promoters and like the venue manager and everyone was standing right behind the decks telling me like, mate, the main room downstairs is dead. And Mall Grab was about to go on.
Oh,
like,
was he playing at that?
Yeah, so I
that
supported
same night?
Mall Grab there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so it was like there's a big main room downstairs and there's like a loft upstairs. And the loft is only meant to hold like 150 people or something. It was fucking heaving. And they were like, mate, there's no one downstairs. It was because I played like the 10 to 12 slot, which over there is early as hell.
Yeah, is that like prime time for them over there, or is that just like opening?
No, prime time would be like 3 to 6 or something. I don't know, somewhere in there.
Right.
Like,
Hell,
you go out late.
Different culture.
Way different, mate.
Yeah.
You get home from work, have dinner, have your prees at like 11:30, 12. Go out at like 1. Like,
that's weird.
It's good, but there's more time to do things.
Yeah, 100%. So like that set you played, what sort of music were you playing? What sort of brought the crowd in, I guess?
Well, I don't honestly, I don't know. It was just like a mix of like that groovier kind of Chris Dussy-esque kind of house. And then like I finished, it was interesting because the stage I was on was meant to be like a really hard techno stage, which I thought I was like, this is a weird booking. Like, why am I playing this? But then I found like the perfect song to transition it was Human Movement, Rabbit Hole. I think it's called Rabbit Hole. I think it's Rabbit Hole. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like quite a nice melody. with like some nice keys and stuff, and then it goes into like some like a techno kind of kick.
Okay.
So it transitioned really nice from me playing house to the guy after me going straight into like 140 techno.
Fuck. Who was that?
The guy after me.
Yeah.
It was the guy that ran the brand.
Okay.
But I only got booked for it because of back when I was like, I kid you not, Mint Warehouse, I think is the page I've pestered the most.
Oh, right.
Like from day one in Leeds, I was pestering them every single day. And like the guy who runs it, Mike, literally messaged me like being like, mate, you are a persistent like fucker. Like Jesus, like, yeah, sure, we'll put you on. That was when I was in Leeds previously. And then I said, oh, I want to come back and play again in January. He was like, yeah, sweet, you killed it last time. Let's put you on the bigger stage this time.
Yeah.
There's like another smaller room that I played the previous time.
So you like sort of persistence worked.
Yeah.
Paid off.
Oh, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm not sure if he likes me, but he likes my music.
He rebooked you, so
he remembers me.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is that different to Leeds? Is that different to Leeds Warehouse?
Yeah, there's a bunch. So there's Warehouse, which is in the middle of Leeds, actually in the city centre.
Right.
And then there's Mint Warehouse, which is like outside of the city centre. It's like in like the warehouse kind of district, you could say.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's one called Leeds Warehouse. Might be the first one we were talking about.
Yeah, I think the one in the city used to be called that. I think it's now just called like the Warehouse, I think, or something like that.
Did the stage fill up after Did the main stage fill up after you stopped playing for Morgrab?
Yeah, everyone just went downstairs. I went back up to check out the guys playing. There was 5-10 people. I was like, oh, shit.
You would have felt good though.
I felt great, mate. Yeah, that's why like on the plane home when I flew home, like I was like sat on the plane just like borderline bawling my eyes out looking out the window. Yeah, that was sick.
Was that flight like you're talking like you went from Leeds back to
Leeds back to Australia?
Oh, back to Australia. Okay.
Yeah, back to Sydney. Yeah.
That was the end of your exchange.
Oh no, so that was the tour I did in January. I did like a 2-week tour in January.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you. Yeah,
went to Leeds, came home, went back for a tour, came home.
Okay, so your exchange was in Leeds.
My exchange wasn't Leeds.
Okay.
That's how I was able to play there again. But yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So the Morgrab gig was in January.
In January, yeah.
Okay, and the Moors did you play there before?
I'd played Mint Warehouse before that. Right, yeah. Okay. With like I've played with Patrick Topping there, Ben Hemsley there. Who else have I played there with? I think I played with Shaq there actually, which is quite funny because I played with him again in Sydney recently. He remembered me.
Who's that?
Shaq. He's like a small little Geordie lad. Right. He's like one of the small. He's got to be the smallest DJ in the world. He's so small.
Fair enough.
Sober guy, loves a boogie, good bloke.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So like, yeah, I got all the dates mixed up because I thought I know you went back to England, but I didn't realize that second Leeds.
Yeah. No, so that tour I did in January, that 2 weeks, I was only in Leeds for like 3 days then. That was me. 2 days to catch up with mates, 2 days to kind of catch up with mates. I played on one of those days, went rest of the tour, came back through, played Mint, and then that was it. Right,
okay. So you went over that January tour, you went over just solely for music?
Yeah, completely for music.
How'd you get
the taxman thinks so.
We'll cut that out. Yeah. How'd you like get that booked? Was that through your agency or were you independent back then?
No, I was independent back then.
Oh.
Yeah, that was just me just messaging people. I'd kind of like just built relations. Yeah, it's actually worked out really well. It landed on my feet so well with that.
Yeah.
Just down to that, just pestering people that, hey, I can be in, like, I just had to get an anchor date. And the anchor date I got was the Edinburgh Invades again. Edinburgh Invades happens like 4 times a year.
Yeah, okay.
And I played the January one. So that was the anchor date. And then around that, I was like, all right, Mint, can you give me a date around here? And then I got a Nottingham one. I got 2 in London. Got one in Manchester. And then I got like a smaller one in Leeds as well. Like a bar called like District Bar, which is like a small little bar.
So you organise your whole tour?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's good fun though. Yeah, it's good fun.
Were you dressed appropriately for the Edinburgh Invades gig this time?
Oh no, this time I'm a North Face puffer.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. I was like, I don't look nearly as posh as that. I don't care. They've come to watch me.
Yeah. How was that booking your own tour? Because usually, if you book a tour, it's usually through like your agent does it for you.
Yeah, you use like an agency or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistics that go into a tour, but I think it was easier because I was booking it for myself. Normally, when you book a tour, you're like having to like chat with different people about, oh, I need accommodation for them, I need transport for them, I need food for them. Like, but I was like, I've just saved up from work, I can afford to do that myself. So it was kind of just like book my flights, got the trains, and then when I just invoiced them later on, I just got like some of the money back. Yeah.
Right. And so you get, again, as you said, there's not the pay.
I got paid for 4 of those 8 gigs.
Okay. Pretty pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering
money wasn't great though.
Yeah, but you still got paid.
Yeah, I still got paid. Yeah.
Yeah. That's obviously, I'd imagine, a tough task, booking your own sort of one, let alone one show.
Yeah.
You had to book 8.
I was just booking as many as I could. I was like, fuck it, if I can get to it, I'll play it.
Yeah. From this conversation, I'm sort of understand that you're like you're a hustler. Like you love to sort of hustle for those gigs.
That's just ADHD, bro.
When you know, this is an outlet for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though, because you don't see many people that sort of like wait till they get an agent and then they sort of start getting those bigger gigs. Whereas
so many people told me that I shouldn't have like gone when I went, because they were kind of just like, oh, like you don't want to go too soon and then just like ruin your brand or anything. And I was like, you know what, sod it. Like,
why is that?
I think there's a big emphasis on like get your name really, really strong in your base country first, and then go overseas and do Europe and stuff.
Yeah, right.
But I think it works for me in this sense as a bit of whatever the word is. Anyway, it worked for me just because I'd lived in Leeds previously. I'd lived in England previously, so I had people there that would come watch me anyway. So it wasn't like I was going like playing a gig and no one would come to watch me. Yeah. So I had friends in Nottingham. They all came to watch me play in Nottingham. Friends in London. They all came to watch me in London. Like, same as Edinburgh, Manchester. Yeah. You sort of built
like a little name for yourself with like your close friends.
Yeah.
During your exchange.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How are you playing? How are you sort of playing your gigs on your exchange as well? How are you booking those as well?
People just reach out to me via Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Instagram's wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like a powerful tool.
It's very useful.
Yeah. So then, obviously, you've been back in Australia. You've got another one booked in soon, don't you? You're going back overseas, soon.
I was meant to be going in September for 2 weeks. Meant to be playing Mint Festival, which would have been sick.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not going anymore.
Why is that? Can you disclose that?
Just can't afford it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's international, so you pay for your flight to get over, and then when you're on the ground, they cover you.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a delivered fee. It's like a term used in the industry. If you have a delivered fee, landed fee. Sorry, you're already landed in that destination, and they'll look after you once you're landed.
Like accommodation, transport, all that.
Yeah, all that. But like, I couldn't justify just dropping like $4K like
on plane tickets.
Yeah, and it had to fit around my work. Like I could only take so much time off work, and it was like I had to leave on like a certain day, which was more expensive on that day. I was like, I'll probably go again in January.
Yeah, another little tool. But now you're with an agency.
Yeah.
So it'll be a bit more.
It'll
be a little bit easier.
Well, yeah, it's easier as well because I'm actually like slowed down the amount of gigs. Like I think when I got back in September, I did non-stop every single weekend apart from like 2 until June. Like every weekend I had gigs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
June this year.
Yeah, June this year. From September last year to June this year. It's crazy. But one thing I've learned from that is I do not need to do that many gigs.
Right. Why is that? Like from a financial point of view, or just from like a mental health point of view?
Oh, mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like at that point, you're not gaining anything.
You're just sort of just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Kind of just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I want to, I more enjoy making music than playing almost. So if I can have more time to make music. So Daniel, my agent, is absolute gem. Love that dude.
Daniel.
Yeah. He just gets it. He understands that I only want to play gigs that are either going to benefit my career or are just really, really in line with the music I want to play. If it's not in line with the music I want to play, then I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah, right.
Just because I'd rather spend the weekend at home making music. I'd rather get the music up to par and then be able to do a proper tour off the music. Like, I swear, so Ben Garens just did a tour off his music, didn't he? I swear he did one with was that his brand or was that his tour?
Process of
I think he's doing one.
He's doing one at the moment.
Yeah,
because he just can't hear like a...
So there's an example of it. You know, he got his music up to par, and then you can do a proper tour with it because then people know you for your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because his agent as well. He like owns a bunch of other people. Like I say owns, but he manages.
Is he with Lucky?
Yes, I think so. David.
Yeah.
I think his name's David as well.
Yeah, Lucky owns a lot of has a lot of connections with venues.
Yeah. Because I
He's a talented dude though.
Who, Ben?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was sort of like he sort of grew up. He sort of became like it was like I think influencer is like a very.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think he'd like to be called that. But
oh no, we rip into him. I see him at gigs and stuff. We rip into him, being like,
oh, so you know him personally?
I wouldn't say best friends.
Best friends, yeah.
Like I don't call him, but
yeah.
But yeah, if I see him at a bar or something, I'll go say hello. We'll have a beer. Catch up. Yeah, just because everyone knows each other in the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, because like him and the McMillan twins as well.
Yeah,
they've sort of gotten into the music side of it as well, which is pretty crazy to think that that's like a viable career choice now. It's like
music.
Yeah, like DJing and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's like a good market for it.
Yeah, which is good
at the moment.
Yeah,
too saturated.
Yeah, if you play techno, you're fine right now. If you play house, you're struggling.
Yeah, I think house fits Australia a lot better though. I think just because of the summer.
Yeah, mate, that's what I mean.
It's just any beer garden, boat party, anything near the water. It's just house.
I'm so keen for like some rooftop parties in summer. Just
do you have any booked?
Rooftop parties? No rooftop parties. I got most of December's. Oh no, there's a couple gigs in December. Yeah, most of it's free though at the moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's just like the bigger things locked in, but can't say what those are.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But how many gigs are you sort of playing now? You said obviously you're playing week in, week out, but
I'm like so happy just like 1 or 2 a month. Like I work, like I got so much other shit going on. I want to make my music is my own priority.
Do you sort of, I guess, leading off of that, do you sort of want to continue music in the near future, or do you think it's sort of
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like a key part to be able to continue it properly and not just stay stagnant is getting my music up to par.
Make it sustainable as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like if my music isn't there, then the career will just be like that the whole time. Great example, Willow. Fucking G. I love Liv. She's so cool. I've played like back to back with her a couple times. Just like just as she started getting big. And yeah, mate. She's a classic example. She focused on music first. And she did like little shitty bar gigs, and out of nowhere, she's just now a boss bitch.
Yeah,
like,
she's
playing.
crazy.
She's playing so many festivals. Like, so proud of her.
Yeah. And you sort of just found out again through just attending gigs and stuff.
I met her.
Yeah, I met her. Yeah.
Yeah. I met Liv. I think we were booked for like a party together or something. Yeah, but I think it was a boat party or something like that. And she played after me, and so we played back to back for like 30 minutes to 20 minutes together or something, and just vibing.
Was it fun?
Yeah, so fun. Yeah, and she's actually a loose cannon. Like that girl can drink. Yeah, she out-drunk me. Yeah.
Do you think that's also another factor as well? Like I guess the DJ lifestyle and stuff like that. You can't just keep going out and just getting blasted every gig. Is that something that you sort of found when you started getting into gigs and stuff? Like
I tend to, if I'm playing, I won't drink while I'm playing. I'll maybe have like 1 or 2 beforehand, but I tend to maybe have one drink while I'm playing, but I'm not gonna like be shit faced. Absolutely no way. Yeah. The way I see it is if you, especially like on a stage like Ivy, if you fuck up once, you're not getting booked there again.
like in terms
like an Above Club or Lost Paradise or one of these bigger events where there's a lot of audience, like there's a big audience. It's a platform where a lot of DJs are trying to get onto that platform, and someone's giving you a shot to play it. If you get too drunk and you get messy and you play a terrible set, why would they book you again?
Yeah, true.
It's from a business point of view, you just wouldn't book them again.
Do you think the industry's pretty cutthroat then in that sense?
I mean, I wouldn't. It's probably not as cutthroat as I'm making it out to be.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just think if you're trying to build a brand for yourself, I think it's not a very good brand for yourself to be seen as the drunk idiot that plays average tunes. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there any DJ that's sort of known as like just getting fucked up?
I can't ever pronounce his name. He's like a minimal DJ. I can't pronounce it. He's like guy in Europe. He's big in the minimal scene. I think his name's Daniel something, but it's Daniel V. There's a V. Last name starts with V. Anyway, he's like on like GHB and stuff while he's playing. He's crazy, but he's talented as shit. Like so talented.
I mean, that requires a bit of talent to do that,
mate. Yeah, he'll do like 6-7 hour vinyl sets. Like that man's.
You probably need a little bit more than alcohol.
Incredible. Yeah. That's the only one I can think of though. Who's like, but he's kind of like exception because people like go to see him play that fucked up.
Oh, really? So it's like
It's like a
main
thing.
event.
It's like a thing. Yeah. It's like people go to Peggy Goo to hear us like play Nah Nah Nah.
That's like yeah. I guess coming back to that whole like production thing. It's like everyone goes to see you for your music, but everyone goes to see him just get shit faced.
Yeah, mate. He brings a certain energy, you could say.
And it's a minimal house. It's crazy how you can bring energy with. I mean, you can obviously.
Yeah, it's a bit. With minimal house, you're bang on there. Like some minimal house tracks are fucking boring as hell.
Yeah.
But some of them absolute belts. You've got to find ones that have like the energy in them. I think a big thing which Cassette's Kid touched on about like a couple of weeks ago on his socials was that you don't have to play quick music to have energy in music.
Yeah.
It could be like 100 BPM a minute. Like,
what do you think the key is then? What sort of like do you think are ways you can bring energy with slower music?
It's completely down to the elements that are in the track. Like,
so track selection.
Oh yeah, track selection of course, but I
Yeah.
more mean in terms of the track. Like say like a single track itself, it could be slower than any of these techno tracks, but it could have more energy. Because speed isn't energy. It's the fact it's like the elements inside of it that like makes you like it almost like makes you happy, like it uplifts you. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I don't know, like a piano or something like that. Something as simple as that. I like at a slow pace could be pretty like in the summer. I guarantee everyone's got a beer in their hand having a boogie. Like they're pretty energized. Like you know, I think he made such a good point about that the scene is just gone way too quick, and people think energy comes from speed when they're losing the whole. No, it comes from track selection, and the track selection having the right kind of elements in it to keep the crowd energized.
Yeah, because I mean you can have like a fast track, but if it's just the same bass and the same kick for like 3.5, 4 minutes, it's just like there's no energy there. It's just like you're sort of just like bouncing.
I've been to some techno nights where I didn't even hear the song change. Or I didn't think I did.
Right.
It was just the same. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that as well. It's like they think minimal and like slower house is it's all the same beat. Yeah. But like a lot of times in fast techno as well, or like
it is the
same
same beat.
It's also the same beat. Yeah. It's just again as you said, you got to sort of see that difference with how track's changing.
Yeah, and I think to like keep that is just like being cautious of which keys you're playing in, and if you can switch between the right keys, then you're gonna bring the energy up in certain points. Certain keys are like more high pitched, you could say, or like higher than the others, and so therefore you're gonna instantly bring a bit more energy into the room by just going up a key.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
there's little things like that. Like
I never knew that one key or two keys could sort of like. I don't DJ, but from what I've seen and what I do on my little CDJ 400, everyone always says stay in key.
If you can there's staying in key, and then there's staying on the exact same note. Like that's just boring as fuck.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's like a lot of people get confused with that. They hear mixing key, and then they don't realize like a key has like 6 or 7 different other notes that you can play in. Like I don't fully know, but like if I looked it on my Ableton, you could see. Yeah, so that's what they mean by mixing key. They mean like play with those and play with them properly. So therefore, the energy does this. It doesn't just do that. You know?
Yeah. Do you have a background in like any music theory? Because you seem like you sort of...
No.
Do you sort of learn on the spot?
This is learn on the spot. My sister's the music one in the family, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she could play like 6 instruments.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
she helps you out with any of the production?
Oh,
like
God, no. No, she works in the film industry now.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, right.
She came from the music background and went into the film industry. Yeah.
Still creative industry, though.
Yeah. Mate, she's an idol. I love that woman.
That's cool, though. Like, she's like your main motivator, I guess, or your inspiration?
We're always, like, in a good way, very competitive with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
but also we
are.
do similar but very different shit. Like, she's music, I'm music, she's film. Yeah. Right. Yeah, she's very successful in the film industry, so I'm just like, all right, got to beat you, mate.
Gotta be better at music.
She's got 5 years on me, all right. I got a bit of time.
Yeah, she got a 5-year head start.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you sort of learn all your stuff then? Was it just through YouTube and all that? Did you ask?
Lockdown. There was so much time. I had so much time to do things, and I was like, all right, sure, let's just fuck about on this laptop. I kid you not, I thought I was amazing on the first ever track I put together. I thought, yeah, this is sick. I listened back to that track, that first ever track I made. Track, if you want to fucking even call it that. A collection of sounds. And it's horrible. It's horrendous. But at the time, I thought, oh, this is incredible.
I mean, it was a stepping stone. It was a canon moment. Canon event.
Yeah, you could say.
Canon
Yeah, everyone has one.
Was that like also like slower stuff as well?
I don't even know if I knew what BPM was when I started doing that. Like when I started playing with it, I don't even know if I knew how to change the BPM on Ableton. Like Ableton is so massive. Like I've been playing with it properly for like 3-4 years now, and I'd say I know like 15% of it.
Wow. Okay.
Max.
I didn't think that'd be that like.
Bro, it goes in so much depth. Yeah, that's why it's an industry leader for the music production. Yeah. My friend Jeremy, do you know Jacka? Have you heard of Jacka?
No, you're giving all these names. I need to check them out after this.
Yeah.
I feel like, as you said, the industry's so small but so big. Like there's so many people in there.
There's so many people.
Yeah.
I actually was Jacka's agent for a little bit when I worked at Tomorrow Agency.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jeremy is one of the most incredible producers you'll ever. I think he's 22. And he's been playing with Ableton since he was 10. Like, yeah. I call him up whenever I have questions. I called him today while I was at work. I was like, hey, how do I change this? And he was like, I used to do this. And I was like, all right, sweet, cheers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he's so good. It just takes so much time. That's why Caleb Jackson, like I said, back to that before, he's only like this next. He's had so many projects, like different project names. He's had so many like things go out, but like the music he's releasing now is like the sound that he really wants to put out. But it's taken like 10 or 15 years to build that sound.
Yeah. I guess I want to ask that because obviously you're alluding to a lot of these producers that are so great. Like, you know, I don't doubt it. But I'm just saying, like, what do you think is like stopping them from, or is limiting them from becoming, you know, so well known? Like, is it because, like, what in your opinion? I guess I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, that's okay. I think the biggest thing, you got to get people playing your music. And so if you like. Because the industry is so supportive in this fact that like everyone knows each other, like we said before, it's the same in the sense that like if someone thinks your track's good, they'll play it out of like just to try and help you out, you know. So great example of that, George Smiddles, he's like a DJ from the UK. Yeah. I rinse his music. Like I have like 9 of his songs. I play it almost every set. And like he's an example of these big, like Darius Sarisian dropped like 4 of his tracks one time in Ibiza and then signed some of them to his label and then all that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to marketing.
Yeah, I was going to say marketing is a big thing.
Mate, if you're bad at marketing, you could have the best music in the world, but if you don't have any marketing behind it, good luck.
And do you think that marketing, obviously you being as part of an agency now, do you think the marketing comes down to the agent, or do you think it comes down to, or the manager, or do you think it comes down to the artist?
Oh, it's always the artist at first.
Yeah.
You can have an agent, you can have the best agent in the world, but you still got to be motivated enough to, like, make content, like, put shit out, like, get off your ass and make some music, like, you know? He or she or they are not gonna just do it for you. Yeah, they'll support you with it. So like Daniel, like for me, is so good because I just scream so many ideas at him. Like I'll screenshot like events, but oh fuck, I'd love to play here. Like blah blah blah, just throw shit at him because then he gets over time. He's like learning what I actually like and what. He's like, all right, cool, and I can go to him about music stuff. And be like, hey, do you reckon I should post this? Do you reckon I should release this?
Okay, so he's sort of like your. He's
like a mentor, you could say.
Yeah, and he's sort of like.
Yeah. He's got a lot of experience though.
Yeah. Like a second brain.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, that's awesome because I think marketing comes down because especially with TikTok. Now you see so many DJs blowing up over TikTok.
Yeah, you gotta crack the algorithm.
100%.
Yeah,
it's a difficult one.
I'm not the best at TikTok. I'm not good at all. I'm actually got like a friend of mine who's gonna start doing my social media with me / for me. But
they're like a marketing or like a social media marketing background.
Yeah, like she's really really good at like I think she did a bit of work for Untitled, which obviously like
did marketing as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Untitled being like the biggest, I'd say, in my opinion, one of the biggest brands, companies in Australia in the music industry. Obviously, run the biggest festival beyond the valley. Yeah, she did marketing with them for a bit. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
So she knows the shit.
Yeah, especially in the music industry.
Yeah, it's like I've studied a whole marketing degree, but it's not specific to social media marketing. Like social media is a whole different ball game. People take the piss out of people doing like social media marketing and all that, but mate, it's fucking.
It's here to stay.
It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job.
Yeah, I think I'm noticing that as well. Like, but the algorithm is so weird.
Mm.
You'll have one video go crazy or go well, and then you'll post a video that basically is the exact same thing, and then it just does shit.
Yeah, I posted one like 6 times, and on the 6th one, it got like 40k views or something.
But did you keep it on? Did you keep it on your TikTok though?
TikTok, yeah, on my TikTok, yeah, I've posted like shit tons,
Interesting.
and then I posted, and then it like came up fine, like just one day it just blew up, because I changed the caption. That was the difference. I had like a different caption.
So you deleted it and re-uploaded it, or you just kept re-uploading it different?
Oh no, I kept re-uploading.
Right.
Didn't delete it because I was like that would take the likes down on my. Because that's the thing at TikTok. It's pretty brutal in the fact if you look at someone's profile, you can see how many likes they've had straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You could have like thousands of videos, and then you've got like one like, it's like, right, so this guy's boring.
Yeah, the likes. You gotta have like a good like to follow ratio there.
Yeah, you gotta have a good ratio there somewhere.
Yeah. I guess we've had a really good chat. I don't actually know how long it's been.
No.
But
Yeah.
time flies when you have these conversations.
Yeah, of course.
I want to ask you a question just before we leave. A bit of an easygoing question though.
Sure.
What's one track or maybe 1 or 2 tracks that are on your USB at the moment that you are like, it's like a must play at every single one of your gigs?
Street Knowledge, LP Rhythm.
Yeah, I know that. That's a good song.
Fucking tune.
Yeah, it's a banger.
And then one of George Smiddle's tracks, Festival track. It's called Festival track.
Yeah, that
George
song.
Smiddle's.
That song has been going.
I think I've unintentionally posted like on my Instagram probably like 5 or 6 different posts with that song playing.
Oh really?
Yeah, at like different gigs and shit.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's a good song though.
it's such a good song.
If it gets a good reaction.
Yeah, I met him when he was here on tour, and just the night he gave me so much inspiration just to like put my head down and just like get to work. Yeah,
because he's big in like the.
He's big in the UK now. Yeah, he's just going like that now. Like he was focusing. He wasn't huge. He was big in the UK. He wasn't huge internationally until he released Festival Track. I'd say, Festival Track like took him to the fucking moon.
It's always that one track that you just need to release, and then it's just like.
Bro, you can think of so many artists that put out one track and now they're massive.
Yeah, so many. But even then, like they release it, it doesn't go well first, and then out of nowhere, it just becomes a song.
Yeah,
like. So
that's how it always is. Yeah.
You're always one track away from blowing up. If anyone's listening, that's your motivator. You're just one track away, one video away. Even if you're doing anything like a podcast or YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's been a cool conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I don't know how long it's been, but time flies.
Mate, that's
cool. Yeah, thanks for coming on as well.
Really
thanks for having the conversation. Obviously, very interesting what you've been able to achieve so far. Very exciting as well to see what's in store.
Yeah. Summer will be fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Summer will be very fun.
As a DJ, I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Because everyone's been locked up in winter.
Yeah, the friends love rinsing the guest list, don't worry.
Especially those that have been in Australia during winter, not in Europe. I'm sure they're ready to just go crazy in summer. So
I'm more than ready.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Obviously, links to all of Padre's socials will be in the description. Make sure you follow him, listen to his songs, show support. Obviously, show support to the podcast. Like, share, subscribe to all your friends. Helps out a lot. But, besides that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.
Cheers.